Hello everyone, welcome to Greyhammer. Today we're going to be doing a green tree frog care guide, kind of doing a new format, kind of how I've been doing my Dungeons and Dragons for dingbats, a little bit more concise and, uh, well, I just kind of designed some PowerPoint slides, aka. So first, some natural facts about it. Habitats, they're arboreal species, can also be found in streams and swamp areas. Range from all the way to central Texas, all the way up north to oh, Midwest states, Indiana, um, and then all the way up to looks like Rhode Island. Um, so, and then this weird little U here. Their least concern, they get 1 to 2.5 inches, and they can live up to 6 years in captivity. Note, they will live up to that length only as long as you take care of them properly. So let's look at some enclosure options. So the minimum size for these is going to be 18 by 18 by 24. Also, the way I'm going to be doing this is breaking it down with as much as I can using Dubia products. So this is completely looking at the Dubia catalog. So minimum size 18 by 18 by 18 by 24. Sorry. $129 for that. This would be a much better option with the 24 by 24 by 24, giving them plenty of room to move around. It's 139. It's only $10 more. Go for it. Even better than that, you can get the 24 by 18 by 36 for 199. And if you want to just go all out, especially if you're keeping more than one, like if you're breeding them, this would be perfect because reptiles and amphibians don't do well together often. So 2 by 2 by 4, really great arboreal setup for $249. Still pretty cheap in terms of enclosures, but after enclosures, we've got lighting. They don't necessarily need UVB, but I'd recommend the Shade Dweller UVB. That's going to be giving a little bit of UVB. Also, it's recommended that you do an actual plant growth LED to provide regular daytime light. Note that this animal is crepuscular and nocturnal. Crepuscular meaning active during dusk and dawn. Nocturnal, of course, being active at night. And so that means they need a daylight cycle. Probably a good idea is 12 hours on, 12 hours off, or maybe 8 hours on, 14 hours off, or 16 hours off. Math. We go with 12. 12. That's how days around here normally work. So on to, and that's $49.99. Heating, you're going to want just one. Like, you don't want it to be super hot. So a low wattage basking spot lamp the 25 watt would be good. And you want the soft heat and white light. You use it with temperature probes and a fixture to maintain temperature. The fixture really just acts as a power supply. But basking temp of 84 degrees, ambient temp range of 72 to 84, and then a night temp of 66. So, and then the bulb is $6.99, and if you bundle it with the fixture with Dubia, you get it for $15.98. Pretty good deal, honestly. So on to humidity. You're going to need a high humidity in this enclosure as it's a tropical amphibian. Frog specifically. ZoomEd Reptifogger Terrarium Humidifier is the thing that's on the website for dubia roaches. I'd also recommend occasionally misting, but a fogger will work well as well. Use a humidity probe and fogger to keep humidity between 60 and 80% with some 100% spikes. please, 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 if you do not want to kill your frog, ensure you use dechlorinated or reverse osmosis water. And then that humidifier is going to run you up to 47.99. Then on substrate, it's recommended something like Exoterra plantation soil. This is the 4-quart container. Really 3.6, but you know, um, it's ideal for more natural and it increases the humidity in the setup. That's the important. And you want it to be optimal for plant growth. You can use cocoa coir and sphagnum moss amendments that are recommended to add nutrients into the soil and also help maintain humidity. $6.99 for this pack. You're not going to need too much substrate for this animal, so that's kind of how I. It's not going to be too expensive. Some decor. This is some stuff from the Dubia website. I mean, other brands, but you've got Fluker's Benda Branch. You've got the small, medium, and large. All of them are 6 inches, but it goes 1/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, or 5/8 of an inch. $4.99, $7.99, $11.99. Zoomed Natural Cork Rounds. You've got small, medium, and large. Small is 5 to 8 inches. Medium is 10 by 6 by 4.5, and large is 8 to 12 inches. I was only able to get the detailed specifications for the medium. Small is $4.99, medium $7.99, large $13.99. So some pretty good decor options. You can kind of make fake trees and vines. On to feeding, you've got black soldier flies, which are high in calcium. Crickets give you a good prey stimulus or enrichment as they can chase them. Dubia roaches are high in protein staple. Hornworms also give you that good prey stimulus with the green coloration. Silkworms are also high in calcium, and mealworms are pretty high in protein. So you're going to want to have at least 3 staples. Also, a note. Research has been done on green tree frogs saying that they do not pick food based off of their food size. They pick it based off activity level of their food. So that means that things like dubia roaches and crickets, they go after more active food. Those are going to be great for American tree frogs to stimulate their feeding response. Mealworms will also probably do good, and silkworms. I'm a little bit skeptical of the black soldier fly larva. But if you grow it out into flies, then it will work splendidly. They'll love to go after the flies. They're a very active and acrobatic species, and they're just goobers. So for the upfront cost for the setup, for the minimum, what I would say, you've got your 18 by 18 by 24, your shade dweller, your basking lamp humidifier, 1 thing of plantation soil, 1 medium branch of the Benda branch, and then 2 small cork rounds. Brings you up to a total of $267.92. Pretty affordable setup. One of the easier setups. Also, the animal costs like $6 at pet stores. If you can, you find one captive bred. Do that. It's very difficult to. I'm hoping that when I get this setup going, maybe I can captive breed them, and that will kind of I'll be able to sell those as captive bred species and kind of try and get a captive bred population going. Note, bigger is always better. I would highly recommend going the 4 by 2 by 4. I think that was what it was. The 2 by 2 by 4. Because that's going to be so entertaining to watch the species just jump around in there. You can have them hunt their prey really well. They're going to need a lot of hives that they can go to during the day. A note, do not light the enclosure at night with those red or blue bulbs. Reptiles can indeed see those lights. It disturbs them. And I believe there's some research that says that those lights can actually damage their eyes. So there there are some ways that you can have some lights on during night. And how that is if you have something like the Luminize um, versions of these are dimmable. So if you dim it all the way down to where it's almost off and it's just the faintest light to simulate the light from the moon, that is considered acceptable. Um, I wouldn't recommend doing it very often, but maybe for feeding. That way, they'd also associate a little bit of light with getting food. But yeah, keep the light to a minimum at night because they can see it and it may be damaging to their eyes and definitely damaging to their sleep cycle. But that's going to be it for this care guide. Thank you for uh, listening and watching, and please like, subscribe, tell me what you thought about this new format, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.